Call the meeting order, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May you see the instructions from
Burgess.
Here.
Ward.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Hoskin.
Here.
Washington. Here. Williams.
Here.
All right, moving on to number 2, public comment. All questions or comments will be directed to the mayor. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to comment on a topic that is on the agenda only. And each speaker will be allowed one opportunity to speak. Go ahead, please state your name and address for the record.
Bernice Brewer Houston, on behalf of South Citizens of Public Awareness. My first question is on the agenda, 6B. Can you please explain the non-union employees that you guys are contemplating a salary increase? How many employees involved? How much increase are they going to get? And when is this going to be effective? And considering that you always talk about you're broke, I wonder how many trustees approve this additional expenditures when we're broke. So I'd like to know what's going on with that. Also, the accounts receivable on page 1, the very first page, I see that Buzz Ambulance Service will pay $6,000. Is that the normal for each month now? And when did they get increased and why? And I don't remember anybody voting on that. I don't know why they're getting increased for what reason. Also on page 2, on the police department, you guys paid $1,800 for transmission replacement. That's sort of expensive for $1,800 just to replace a transmission. For a police car, you might need to want to go buy a new police car. $1,800 on a transmission for a police car where they, leave the motor to run up and down the street all the time. I think a used motor in a police car is unreasonable. So $1,800 I think is a little expensive. So you might want to look at that. I want to know why that wasn't replaced. That's a little bit much for I think replacing a police car because of the use. I think that's we should go. And I think that's all. In other words, they do transmission. Why people are $1,800 for transmitting a new car.
All right, Buzz Ambulance Service, I can tell you that we are behind on paying them. So the amount for $6,000 was paid, so we could start to get caught up. We were approximately 3 months behind, if I recall right. Is that correct? So we're approximately 3 months behind on paying Buzz Ambulance Service. So they did not get an increase. What we're trying to do is get caught up. Okay. The transmission for a police car, I don't see what you're talking about. I believe if you said $1,800.
Well, it's $1,871.68.
So if this is for the transmission, we know that police cars take a heavy-duty transmission. You're correct. They are out there running some of those cars probably 15 to 24 hours a day, depending on the amount of service. So to keep this car on the streets for this amount of money, it's pretty reasonable, especially when you're talking about a high-maintenance car. Again, we're hoping that our costs are going to go down because we've got the new squads that were just received. So they're getting their markings, and I'm not going to take your highlight away. Maybe you can give an update on the new vehicles during your report if you don't mind. And then the pay raises that are before us tonight are for non-salary employees. We have 6 employees that are non-salary, non-union, however you want to call it. Those non-union, non-union salary employees, thank you. Those employees are Sherry Janet-Dinsky, Kevin Waller, Rich Atwood, Lisa Gibbons, Al Stoffrigan, and Mohan.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit fast.
Oh,
Say
sorry.
it again.
Sure. Sherry, Kevin Waller, Rich Atwood, Lisa Gibbons, Al Stoffrigan, and Mohan.
Okay.
Those are non-union employees. And some of these employees have not received raises since 2008. And what's before the board tonight is I haven't sat down with the employees because I had to get village board approval first. But I have no problem. I'm not sure the board's going to vote, but I can tell you what my recommendations are. My recommendations tonight is for Sherry for a 3% raise. Kevin Lower, 3%. Rich Atwood, 1.5%. Lisa Gibbons, 1.5%. Al Stolfrigan, 4%. And Mohan, 5%. Those are my recommendations before the board tonight to vote on. So that's where we're at raises. And where the money's coming from, three of the individuals come from the general fund, two other individuals are coming from the fire fund, and one individual is coming from the water and sewer funds.
Okay.
So that's where we're at.
All right, thank you very much.
Anyone else? Questions or comments from the audience?
I wish you hadn't named the names, that makes a difference. I do want to talk about the pay raises. We have a police department that worked without a contract for how many years? We didn't get raises, didn't get anything. We've got people on layoff. We just hired a lobbyist. We hired Brentford. We hired, we're spending money we don't have. And then we want to borrow a whole bunch of money from Peter to pay Paul to go around the corner. And we're not even sure where that money's going to come from to pay that back before March or whatever the date is that has to be passed. We're paying a legal group a lot of money, a whole lot of money, when we got legal groups that we still haven't paid off totally. The way things are being done, it's not making sense to me. And I have a copy of the audit, but I just think that making these motions and spending this money when we don't know how we're gonna pay it back is stupidity personified. I don't understand how we can keep spending what we don't have.
All right. The employees that were making recommendations to be raised tonight are well deserving of these raises. And if we could give them more, I would give them more. So I stand fully behind the raises that I make recommendations for tonight. The police, you talk about raises, that was up to them, and with the union contract had to be settled. Tonight, that contract has been ratified, and this village board is voting on that contract tonight. So they'll be getting their raises also. But we have to continue doing business, and we have great employees that probably are well deserving more than what we can give them. So, and like I said, I've got some employees tonight that are before us that are getting raises that have not received a raise since 2008. So I stand behind these raises and I'll make recommendations for tonight. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 3, reports of officers. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Just real quick, I want to let the board know, my name is Jacqueline Zebro, and I'm doing a raffle fundraiser for Officer Seth Brown and Officer Falco to get Falco a stab and bulletproof vest. Raffle tickets are going to be $10 each, and this is through the citizens that are doing this. And I'll be outside of Walgreens Saturday at 11.
Bet you for your leave school, because I got $10 coming out. At least we're buying one tonight.
We'll have the tickets tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay. All right. Item number 3, reports of officers, mayor's. Mayor's report. And I know that everyone has a lot of things on their agenda. I just want to run through real quick. We've got a lot of things going on during the month of November. And I want to make sure the residents are aware of them. We made an announcement last week. We have more residents here tonight. This Thursday, here at the Village Hall, from 10 o'clock to 1:30, the Affordable Care Act presentation and enrollment. If you have any neighbors and friends that are looking to get more information on the Affordable Care Act, have them come here. We have a great presentation that's going to happen and enrollment. Again, that night, the enrollment is during the day, that night at 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. there's going to be another presentation. So if you have anyone that's at work during the day, bring them back out that night. They want to find out more about the Affordable Care Act. On the 19th, we have Representative Thaddeus Jones. He's having a satellite office here. Representatives from the Representative's office will be here. So if you're under Representative Thaddeus Jones' district, you might want to come in here and talk to his representatives. And that is from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Saturday the 23rd is going to be a very busy day around here around the Village Hall. Starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, we have a foreclosure workshop that's going to be happening from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. From 10:30 to 12:30, we have the tax appeal workshop that will be happening. And then again, from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, there will be another Affordable Care Act presentation and enrollment period. And again, that's all happening here at the Village Hall. It'll be split up between different rooms. So if you have any neighbors, friends, anyone's having problems financially, they have, this foreclosure will start off to be for homeowners, but it's also now open up to renters. So it's a foreclosure workshop for both homeowners and renters. And then the end of the month is Thanksgiving. So we have a lot to be thankful for. With that said, move to Village Clerk, Debbie Waynes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Everything that was just stated is also included in the village calendar, which can be found on the village website at www.sockvillage.org. It's also located on the back table. So everything that he just said and more, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for mentioning those, and are also included in the Sock Talk that is also on the back table. And finally, I would like to include that I'm going to try something new. It hasn't been set up yet, but we're in the process of getting it set up. It's called eBlast, Sock Village Alerts. So that if you provide your email address to me, I will see that anytime there's an alert that needs to be received by the residents, it'll go out in one e-blast to all residents. So if you provide your email information to me through the front desk or by my email, which is dlw1633@aol.com, I will happily place you on a list of residents who will receive alerts. This could happen for anything. It could be a boil order. It could be in a case where a meeting is canceled due to inclement weather. It could be something as simple as a reminder notice when there's a special meeting getting ready to happen. So we're going to try this and see how it works, and I hope that you're pleased with the results. And please get me your email addresses as soon as possible, because I'd like to have this set up by hopefully the beginning or middle of next week. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That concludes my report. And there will also be a special call meeting on this Thursday, the 14th at 7 o'clock p.m. And the agenda has been posted in the hallways. And if you need a copy of the actual agenda, I have some here. It's a special call meeting at 7 o'clock this Thursday, the 14th. Thank you.
What was that email address? What's that email address?
It's in the Sock Talk, but again, it's dlw1633@aol.com.
All right. Move to Village Attorney, Attorney Michael Graff. Village Engineer, Mr. Jim Dunn.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Regarding the quiet zone improvements, the delineators that are going to be installed, they have been delivered to Public Works. So the Railroad CN has a contractor all picked out, ready to go. Now all we're waiting on is approval from IDOT and the county on the permits that we submitted to them a month ago. So we continue to bug them about it. As soon as they give us their approval, then we'll be green lighting this job.
All right.
Okay? Sorry, but we're hoping they're done by the end of November, so it'll still be quickly installed. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, okay. Move on to number 4, we get reports, trustees, and board committees. Parks and Recs Committee, Trustee Hoskin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I'd like to report the basketball program is getting ready to start. We are awaiting our coaches. All games will be played at the community center on Saturdays in the morning, so it won't interfere with any practice going on over there. We're still waiting for the coaches. We have coaches who have volunteered. We have to wait for background checks, and that is our hold up right now, so that should be starting very soon. We also have decided on the date for the Santa Parade will be December 14th. It'll start at 10 a.m. at Public Works. We are looking for volunteers to help decorate the trailer that week beforehand. So if you're interested and creative, if you don't mind putting a little work in, during the day, it has to be during the day. We're looking for volunteers to work on that trailer, and Public Works going, and that is my report.
Thank you, Trustee Martin. Anything to add?
No, sir.
All right, move to beautification committee, Trustee Martin.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. There is a special meeting that's going to be called November 24th at 2 p.m. For the beautification committee meeting, and it will be here in the town hall. That's all I have.
Thank you. Orders review committee, Trustee Myers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This one item tonight, additional inform the residents that the orders review committee will be working on social media ordinance. The police department already promised me capital grass, and I will be meeting with the other departments on some of their guidelines too. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee. Intergovernmental Relations Committee, Trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to report real quickly that we're working on a municipal venture to bring out the trades to the south suburbs awareness. I talked to several of the municipality officials, and also I talked to our Congressman Kelly to have a awareness, first of all, to bring it out to the south suburbs. That's what we're working on right now, and as soon as we finalize or get a date, I will let everyone know where it will be held. I'm trying to get it held here, but it seems like it's going to be really, really large, so I don't know if we can actually handle it here, but we're going to try to see if we can. And that is my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Trustee. Move to Neighborhood Watch Committee, Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Board. I want to make a very important announcement tonight for the Neighborhood Watch. We are going to have our tag day on this coming Friday. If you have the Sauk Talk, it's in the Sauk Talk. It's also on our Sauk Village Neighborhood Watch Facebook page. We're going to be at 4 intersections from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then we're going to come back from 3 in the afternoon to 6 p.m. We're going to be at 4 different locations: on Sauk Trail in Torrance, where Walgreens is; on Sauk Trail in Jeffrey, where the Marathon gas station is; on Sauk Trail in Cottage Grove, where Bloom Trail High School is; and also on Torrance and Lincoln Highway, where the Citco gas station is. We're going to be at those 4 locations at those times in the morning from 6 to 9, and then we're coming back from 3 to 6. Now, I'm going to say I've helped all these other committees with different programs that they've had. And I am pulling my cards down at this time and asking all of the elected officials if they'll give us at least an hour within this time frame before work or after work. Also, I want to report that we received a $50 cash donation from a citizen, a private citizen. We also received a $150 check from a business. We also received another $50 cash donation from a private citizen, and that's $200. And we are constantly collecting donations for the signs, for the decals. We're going to have 6 big signs that's going to go into the 6 entrances of Sauk Village. We are a neighborhood watch community. And we're going to have 26 smaller signs, right, Kevin? 26? 30? Oh, 20, okay. That's going to go all throughout the village. There will be approximately, I don't know the dimensions, but about this big, almost like a stop sign, but a little smaller. And everybody in the village doing the Neighborhood Watch program and our meetings, Mayor and Board, are very excited. And they want, it's amazing that everybody wants a sign on their block. But we want a sign on this block. I said it's not going to be a sign on every block in Sauk Village. The Director of Public Works said that there are 26 streets that lead all through this village, and he's going to decide along with the mayor and the board where the signs are going to go. So it's just, it's funny, but it's fun, and it's also interesting. So in conclusion, I'm asking the entire community, all of the community organizations, I'm asking Sauk Village P.L.A.N group, and I'm also asking Sauk Village Citizens for Public Awareness and any other community organizations to help us on this coming Friday with our tag day to raise funds for these signs for our Neighborhood Watch program. If you have any further questions, you can see me at the end of the meeting. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee. Public Relations and Community Outreach Partnership Committees, Trustee Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to let everybody know the Sauk Talks are out. They're on the back table. In the Sauk Talk, you will see that under the Public Relations article, we have listed this year's Sauk Student Government Day essay topic. The topic for this year is who has had the most impact on your life up till now. This information will be passed along to the 8th graders at Rickover, as it is every year, through the school board. If anybody knows of any 8th grade students that live in Sauk Village but do not attend Sauk Village schools, please have them contact myself or the village clerk, who is a committee member. And if they would like to participate, we can pass that information on to them. Currently, we are starting to seek donations to Student Government Day, so anybody who would like to donate, please see me. Also, the Public Relations Committee is working in tandem with grades 3 through 7 for the new Village Sticker Design Contest. We're really excited about this because this is our first time doing this, so we're hoping to get some really good participation. This has gone out to the school board. This will be going out. This is our form that we will be using, that we're asking students to grades 3 through 7 to create our next village sticker. There's very simple instructions, 5 instructions, no words, there's no limit on colors or anything, but, there's no limit on colors, it's markers, but we're asking them to come up with something, so we're really excited about seeing what they're gonna be turning in. This information has gone out to the school board already. There's information of that in the Sauk Talk as well. Again, if anybody knows any students in Sauk Village from grades 3 through 7 who do not attend Sauk Village schools, please let myself know or the village clerk know, and we can pass the information on. We want to make sure that all the children in Sauk Village are a part of this, that want to be. And that includes for public relations, and then the community outreach partnerships. Our meeting for today was canceled, again, due to a special meeting that happened 2 weeks ago. So let's hope for a meeting in 2 weeks. Let's hope we don't have another special meeting, and we can have a meeting for them. So it'll be November 26th at 6 p.m., which will be right before the next board meeting. And that concludes my report.
Okay, trustee, moving on to number 5, reports to departments, committees, and commissions. With the Fire Department 911 Commission trustees, Chief Stuffrey.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Over the past 3 weeks, the fire department responded to 36 calls. Fire department responded to 11 car accidents. I guess that little saying I had last time we had a meeting here sparked everybody's interest about fire. Last night we went on 2 different accident calls, and I think there was a total of 9 cars involved. People watch yourselves, the weather's changing, and those overpasses get very slippery. Not there to attest to that lesson. One ambulance assisted 7 fire alarms, one with smoke showing, assisted PD, 4 steel alarms, 1 structure fire, 1 car fire, 2 gas tanks.
All right, move to police department, Sergeant Sullivan.
Since October 22nd, the police department has taken 930 calls for service. 47 were domestics, 41 services, 148 arrests. Update on the new vehicles. They're going in one at a time as minor electronics is able to accept them. Once they are outfitted and all the holes and everything is drilled, they plug, and the lights and sirens and all that are in there, they will be slated for the stickers for the fully marked police decals. We had one setback with one of the new vehicles, the tail light flooded. Obviously, they're all on warranty. That's taking that quick version. If it has not been picked up, it will be picked up tomorrow or the next day. I'm interested in purchasing the raffle ticket. And over the holiday weekend, I'd like to remind everybody that our Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign for the federal grant became full force. It also includes seatbelt violations. So we remind everybody the holiday weekend, if you're going to be drinking, please designate a driver. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Move to the public works department, Michelle.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple items. With the last time report, we had a bunch of streetlights we repaired. We did get to a few more. 215, 216th and Orion. That was a ComEd issue. Power line was pulled down from the storm from the branch. 22109 Brookwood. That has a new head repaired on that streetlight. And we do have some outstanding still, and as manpower is available, we will continue to repair it. There are mostly faults in poles that have to be put up. We are also starting into our B-Box and Jet season because summer is so busy. But we will be digging I-build B-boxes or jetting out boxes for repairs, for any rehabs, or any residents doing work on their house for plumbing. We did dig two of them up. One was a high bill, 2042-217, and the other one was the landlord repair, 22204 Maryland. Also, for water, we have the south side list is going out. This list is usually a bigger list, but it seems that this list is actually shrinking. That list will start to be shut off tomorrow, so any resident, please go up and pay your bill. So far, the LEAF program, everything is going pretty well. The first week was kind of a slow drop. This week here with the weather conditions, everything is falling pretty fast. So everybody, please break all your rules out. They all have to be out by the 17th. And once we pass your street, do not put any more in the street because you'll be ticketed. The sweeper will follow each location that's been picked up after the final pickup, and they cannot pick up piles. They can only pick up the minor debris. So please get that out for us to pick up before the 17th. We also have to finish up for the winter. We have to patch a few of the holes that we had open. Reported last time, Navajo, we started. We repaired on Navajo and Orion, Navajo and Navajo and Orion and Navajo, 222nd Street into Landis, and the Public Works Yard, our gas island, and multiple potholes in the area. We're still preparing for winter with all our vehicles. We do have mobile vehicles, so it's taking a little longer than usual, but we do have our 3 mainline trucks that are ready, so we should be ready for any salting or minimal snowfall. Hopefully there won't be either of those. We did have one complaint of some storm branches in the last week. We had some wind, we had some icy conditions. We asked any residents that have had branches come down from village trees or even in the yard, just please call the village hall with those locations. And we are only picking up branches, we're not picking up whole piles, just the branches. So we will not go out individually, we'll just take it from call to call. Also, let's see. During the summertime, I reported a couple times in a few meetings about tree removal. We have emerald ash tree, which basically all of them are dying. They'll end up all having to be cut down. Roughly village trees, we have about almost 500 of them. And then residentially, there's probably another at least a couple hundred out there. We couldn't get to them in the summertime due to the maintenance of just normal public grounds maintenance. So we're going to be starting our cutting in December. So we will be cutting trees down, we will be stumping trees, but we'll first cut them down. And we will be starting in the east side of town. There's smaller trees, and we'll be moving to the north side, which we have some bigger, older ones that are in the process. This will probably take the next couple of years of us cutting trees down to do this because the trees are in a state of dying back. So an ash tree will usually start to die from the top first, and it will start to grow at the bottom again, but it will not grow as a regular tree. So every year you'll see a tree dying back. We will get to those each year, and we'll start planning for the rest. This year, I think we have about 120 cut down, and we'll follow up with what we can to find some money to replace them as we can.
All right, thank you very much. Move to Administrative Services, Mr. Zavisky.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Code. I don't know, I talk so loud I can't. Code enforcement. We wrote 160 tickets from October 1st to the 31st. And 59 tickets were written from November 1st to the 8th. The zoning board will hold a hearing on December 2nd at 7 p.m. to make a recommendation to the village board on what zoning district the medical marijuana cultivating center and dispensary should be allowed. The state statute, we just found out yesterday, does not allow for the dispensary or cultivating center to be located within 1,000 or 2,000 square feet of any residential district or school or daycare. The zoning board met last month, and they made a recommendation to have it as a text amendment, to have it be a special use, but the way they voted it in for all manufacturing districts. So we have to have another hearing to specify exactly what district it can go in. That will be December 2nd at 7 o'clock. And possible new business locating in Sauk Plaza. It's Advanced Auto Parts. They've been contacting me about signage. I think they're looking to go somewhere like where Chung Shan Chef, that location. And the young lady that works for Just Phones came in today with a business application for 2583 Sauk Trail. That's where the old ABC Wireless used to be. She's opening up a Boost Mobile phone. I asked her if there was going to be clothing items or anything like that involved, and she said no, it was Boost is the corporate. They will only be selling phones and Boost accessories. It's an allowable use, so she's going to be having the fire department go out there to do their inspection. And I think that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. The Finance Director, Mr. Earl.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Board of Trustees. Recently, on November 2nd, we installed a new two-terminal credit card machines. That was the courtesy of SwiftPay. They were able to give us for free. Normally, it costs about $1,000 a piece. And moving forward, the financial reporting for September will be available pretty soon. Once the audit starts, the next audit will start on Monday. The auditors will be here Monday all day, probably until December 15th or so. Every day they're going to come in. They're checking everything done well before December 31st, 2013. The next thing is, if the board approves, I'm planning to invite the check scanning machine that should be available for free, and of course at a minimum cost of about 5 cents per check or so. Thereby, we can ensure when a customer come in at the front desk and their customers check is scanned, we will be able to know whether they have the money in their bank account or not. If there is money, the checks will be scanned and it will be certified by a bank. If there is no money, they have to come up with, the customers have to come up with either cash or they have to pay through credit cards. If the board and the mayor approves it, I will go ahead and move forward. And of course, I'm inviting about 2 or 3 vendors. If they're able to give us the machine for free, then probably I'm going to go with the vendor who is going to do it for free. That's it.
Just so the board knows, I already told Mr. Mohan to go ahead and start moving forward on this, because the same thing we've done in the last 6 months. Number one, to eliminate the bounce checks that we were receiving, non-sufficient funds. We knew that we had certain individuals that were constantly giving us checks that were bouncing. We put those on a list, and those individuals, you have to pay with credit card, they pay with cash. Mr. Mohan, if I remember right, the numbers, we reduced non-sufficient checks by what percentage was it?
15 to 20 checks every month on a regular basis.
Yeah, so you figure if you were receiving 15 to 20 checks every month that were being bounced, we've stopped those. And it's not through me, it's through the front desk, the girls at the front desk, and Mr. Mohan enforcing that we're not going to take bounce checks. So the credit card machine that we have up there has saved us a lot already. And it's up to residents also. Residents are also able to pay their water bills online. That's made it a little bit more accessible for village residents to make sure they can pay their water bills also. So the fact that we can be able to swipe a check and know immediately if the funds are available, and if they are, the village automatically gets those funds and puts a hold on it, so we know we're going to get paid. It's something that we need to move forward in. It's moving us forward in the right direction. And if you go shopping, you go to Walmart, wherever you go, they automatically swipe your check, and a lot of these places give you your check right back to you because they've already got the money. So I think it's what we need to do. All right, move to South Village Homeland Security Agency, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Board. Over the last 3 weeks, as was responded to 31 calls, which involved 11 car accidents, 7 fire alarms, 1 assist other agency, 1 smoke control, 1 smoke showing, You have to live on one of the streets where we're working on. Just advise the person that's at that intersection that give them your address, and they will get you to your house as close as possible. Sometimes if you're close to an incident, you may have to park a couple houses down from your home until we are done. We're not trying to make you inconvenience. We're trying to make sure that our personnel and our organization do your job safely. That concludes my request.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Move to Human Relations Commission, trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to remind everybody that we're going to be having our first annual diversity dinner for the Human Relations Commission. If you have the Soft Talk, it's on the very back of the Soft Talk, that's in the back of the room. We have a limited amount of individuals that we can allow to participate because we don't have a lot of space, but this is going to be a very exciting opportunity for males and females of all gender and ethnicity to come together for this diversity dinner. I want to thank the commissioners that's in the room, Commissioner Steve and Commissioner Frank. I think I saw him somewhere. He's the Vice President, Frank Williams. If you fill it out tonight, you can be guaranteed to have a seat. We're only going to have 8 tables, so it is on a first-come basis. And like I said, if you fill this out tonight, we're only going to allow 2 people per family because some family members have a lot of members in their household. We're trying to encourage different residents from all over the village to come and participate in our diversity dinner. And I want to just also tell you, we have 2 great outstanding individuals that came to the meetings and they've been coming faithfully. And we made a recommendation to the mayor to allow them to become commissioners as well. So we hope the mayor and the board will consider that as well. And I do want to remind everyone also that we meet every first Monday of the month right here at the village at 6:30. And that concludes my report.
With that said, I ask for a motion to approve Robert Hudson as Human Relations Commissioner.
So.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve Arlene Levette as Human Relations Commissioner.
Second.
Motion second. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. All right, with item number H, Housing Commission, Mr. Holcomb. Commissioner
No
Holcomb.
report.
Thank you, sir. Move to item I, Senior Committee, Ms. Langston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Waiting for Gary to give his report. I guess he's giving me his time. I just want to remind that Boone Township has their luncheon tomorrow, the 13th. It's a country jamboree starring Jerry Vernon's band at the Glenwoody Golf Course. And also to remind participants are asked to bring non-perishable food items for the township food pantry. Their senior chair exercise continues every Friday, 10 and 11. Don't forget, for those on Medicare, there's an open enrollment for any new, or if you decide you want to change your Medicare Part Ds. They still have legal assistant clinic every 4th Tuesday by appointment. And also by appointment is blood pressure screening every 3rd Wednesday. And if you need assistance in deciding your health insurance, the Illinois program SHIP, that's the senior insurance program that's available for your counseling at this township. And they also have the Senior Wheels, which provides low-cost transportation within the township. Their number is 708-758-8200. Holiday food basket applications are available through November 27th, and they have the same guidelines as CETA. You need to call the Boone Township Senior Department, 708-754-9400, extension 244, for additional information and our services. And the Senior Committee would like to thank all the participants and the volunteers for a very successful standing room only 10th annual Senior Spaghetti Dinner. And the Senior Committee continues to sponsor the free Zumba class The next one is Saturday, November 16th, from 1 to 1:45, and every first and third Saturday. Free monthly blood pressure screen for all village residents and village employees. The senior center office on this Monday, December 1st, and every first Monday from 1 to 2. The paperback book exchange continues on an honor system, and we want to thank our recent donor, Nancy Baker, Carol Manners, and Linda Todd. The next blood pressure and movie, the senior movie, is Heidi on Monday, December 9th. That's co-sponsored with McConaughey Library, and it's also at the library. There are flyers listed for all these activities, and also there is still senior center survey available for those who have interest in certain events. The South Village American Legion 1259 wants to thank all participants in their raffle. Congratulations to the winners. First prize is Roy Fesler. Second prize went to Uncle John's Flea Market in St. John, who donated the money back to the American Legion. Third prize, L. Stopper. As I said, money goes to money.
Goes to money.
Just want to announce that the free turkey dinner to all is on Sunday, November 17th from noon to 4 p.m. and it's sponsored by South Suburban College in Thornton Township at the South Suburban College Field House. That's 15800 State Street in South Holland. And as most of you also know, on Thursday, November 28th at 2 p.m. is the free dinner at the First Baptist Church on Burnham Avenue. And unfortunately, I see the flyer for the diversity dinner. It lists the senior center, but that has not been approved because that's on the agenda for Thursday. And I do want to make some clarification. I've had people ask questions. How is the senior center used? Senior center is used for senior activities. We do have the community center that's available for all other events. And I know that we've had trustees in the past asked if they could have events there. And I was told at that time by our manager, Dick Dietrich, and he said, any personal events would be rental charge. And we do have rental application available. The next senior committee meeting will be held on Thursday, November 14th at 5 p.m. at the senior center, and every second Thursday at 5 p.m. Thank you. This ends my report.
Thank you very much. Move to item number 6 is an agenda. Is there anything that any trustees have any comments or would like to remove?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to get 6G moved to 7B.
All right. 6G to 7G. Is there anyone else? Anyone else? All right. With that being removed from the consent agenda, I'd ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Baskin.
Yes.
Washington. Yes. Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Move to item number 7, new business. First one is motion to approve accounts payable and disbursements for October 23rd, 2013 through November 12th, 2013. Is there a motion to approve? Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Is there questions or comments?
Question.
Trustee Burgess.
Item, second page. I guess it'll be vendor number 71. I would like to see that taken off of the accounts payable at this time until we ratify that. And I guess we'd have to bring it back at a later date, but I think we need to take this off right now as far as passing this particular amount. And then after we ratify that, then bring it back at a later date. But right now, I would like to see it taken off of the accounts payable right now.
Trustee Burgess, that payment, that service is due on 12/1. If you don't pay 12 before, they should have at least about 10 days before. If we don't pay, we will be on the farm.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't finish. You're right. I should have made more clarification. We're having a special meeting this Thursday in regards to that. So we're going to, and that has to be done. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but had it been done prior to this, then, you know, but we cannot vote money out or pay something that we haven't voted out.
I think by voting it tonight and approving it, it gives the, ensure that the finance director can hold the check until Thursday, until it's, the resolution is passed on Thursday.
But Mr. Mayor, we can't vote. I mean, you may feel, and the rest of the world may feel that they may want to do it, that they may feel that they want to pass it. But until we have a vote of record, we cannot even pay a check until the money has been voted out at a board meeting. I mean, yes, I understand what was said, but that's why I wanted it to be put on hold. I'm sure Thursday would not be a deadline issue. I mean, we're going to do this Thursday, but we need to do it the right way. I don't want to see this board pay something and then later on vote it out. That's not the way it's done. And that's all I'm asking is to have this taken off of accounts payable for right now. And we're having a special meeting Thursday at 7 o'clock to ratify that. I don't know which way it's going to go. But
When do you expect it to repass the accounts payable committee?
we can do that at that meeting. It's a special meeting.
You cannot? The agenda's already posted for the meeting. You've had this accounts payable in your box since last week. You've had the opportunity to come before this board, you've had the opportunity to approach me and ask for things to be removed and ask questions, and you've chose tonight to ask questions and to ask to make changes. Special meeting was called because of you, which the village residents have to pay because it's something you want done, and now you want to change the special agenda that was posted, given 48 hours notice, to say something else.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I thought we discussed it, but I guess I'll bring it, since you want to go that way. We cannot pay anybody without ratifying it through this board. Even though we say we're going to pay it, even though I've had it for, I don't care if I had it for a month. If this board didn't ratify that and the open meeting vote, we can't spend the money. That's just, you've been a trustee longer than I have. We cannot spend money unless this board ratifies that. Yes, I've had it for a week like everyone else has had it for a week. But tonight, it should have been on the agenda to ratify that resolution, and then yes, we could have moved forward, but it wasn't. Also, something that I asked for wasn't given to me. That's why we're having the meeting. You're absolutely right. We're having the meeting Thursday so we can ratify this, ratify the resolution. But I cannot clearly, I'm one trustee, the rest of the trustees can do what they want. But I cannot give credence to passing something that we haven't ratified. The money has not been ratified, hasn't been voted to be taken out or whatever by this board. Yes, we talked about it. That's all we've done, Mr. Mayor, was talk about it. We did not ratify it. And until that time, that's all I'm asking is to be taken off of the accounts payable until such time it's been ratified, then it can go back on. That's just pure semantics. That's all that is. But it has to be done that way.
Well, rather than removing it, I ask the board to take into consideration that we pass the accounts payable as is, and under this line item, that it's subject to the approval of passing of the resolution. Any other trustees have any questions or comments? I would ask that the motion be amended to so read the passing of this with this vendor 71 with the wording that it's subject to the approval of the resolution, the passing of the resolution.
Mr. Mayor, how come it cannot just be stricken? How come we cannot table that particular thing until such time? That's what I'm asking. He said he has a deadline. Okay, we're going to be here Thursday. Once he finds out, then, I mean, what's wrong with that? Once he finds out Thursday, what the pleasure of the board is going to be, he takes the check out Friday morning.
With the wording of the subject to the approval of the resolution, it means it will not be paid unless the resolution passes. So, but this assures that if the resolution passes, we can move forward and make sure that we do not go into default. And what you're asking is you're asking for this money to default.
Mr. Mayor, we've already paid money that we have not ratified. we've already spent money that was not ratified. I'm not trying to do it again, or do it anymore. We've already spent money that was not approved by this board.
Trustee Myers, you made the motion, if I remember right. Would you like to read your motion?
Yes.
And trustee, Williams? So that, oh, trustee Washington, I'm sorry.
Williams made the motion, Washington second.
Can you withdraw your second? Thank you. And then trustee Williams. Oh, sorry.
I can withdraw my motion. And I amend it to make sure that it states that pending the special meeting on Thursday, and the result of said vote, that if it does pass, then we can pay I need to say the amount for the record.
So the amount
The debt
is,
service amount of $344,988.14.
and the spending of that money is subject to the approval of the resolution, which is before the board at a special meeting on Thursday. Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
No.
Ford.
No.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
No.
Williams.
Yes.
May the record show that I vote yes. All right. Move to item 7B. Motion to approve an agreement between the Village of South Village and Universal Recycling Technology. Is there a motion to approve?
Mr. Mayor, again, I ask that we table this until we get the logistics on how we're going to bring them in. It's not, like you stated before, it's not a problem, it's not a deadline, but we need to at least get with the Public Works to find out, and then also with whatever committees that are going to be involved in this before we move forward with bringing someone in, even though it's not going to cost us anything. We need to know, first of all, where it's going to be, the hours that it's going to be there, and the who will be manning it on other hours other than the hours that Public Works. So I would like to say, can we table this particular item until we finish with those logistics?
Trustee Burgess put a motion on the floor table. Is there a second?
A second, because I have a comment.
Okay. Questions or comments?
If this motion is tabled, are we planning on putting this item on the agenda for the committee meeting of next week so that we can come up with a plan? And if we are going to come up with a plan, who's going to be orchestrating that plan? Because I know it's something that we've talked about at the committee meeting. We had the presentation. It's appeared that everybody was in favor of it, so I can understand why it's on the agenda for it to be voted on tonight. But I do understand that there should be a plan in place. So I'm okay with going forward with this motion in the second and taking the vote. If that means that this is going to be on the agenda for next week to discuss, a plan will be prepared and we can vote for it on the following board meeting, which I think is, what is it, the 26th of November?
I don't understand why it's this board's responsibility to put a plan together. This vote is to get an agreement signed with this company to come in here, and the plan will probably come from the committees and the Public Works Department, and whoever else will be working with making sure that this works. So I don't understand what the board needs to do on the planning, which I understand. Unless the board is going to take this over and Trustee Burgess is going to run this program, I don't understand what plan you plan to put together.
Mr. Mayor, first of all, we need to talk to our Public Works Department to find out what area is conducive to put this. You spoke earlier about putting it down by where the water department is at, the pumps or whatever in that area. We need to talk to Captain and let him know, instead of just giving it and say, okay, this is what it is, you deal with it. We need to at least find out who's going to be involved, where's the area that he may feel that's conducive that we can put it there, and then who else wants to be in charge of manning this on a Saturday, because like you stated before, we don't want to use man hours to man this, because we're not getting any benefit. The village is not making any money off this, so we can't afford to pay someone to man this. So these are some of the things that I think we need to do first before we do anything. I mean, we don't go out and buy a car and get a license afterwards. I mean, we need to go and take care of this first, then come back and tell them, okay, fine, we want to go forth with this, and we do have some kind of plan. But right now, as was stated, all we did was talk about this last week.
So are you taking this project on? Is that what you're saying? You don't have a plan?
No, I didn't say I was taking it on. I said we need to talk to Kevin to find out what he has available. And you spoke about some other committees that wanted to run the technology on the weekend, or to volunteer, to get volunteers to run it on the weekend, because we can't pay public works to operate this and open the gates and everything. We haven't done it yet. We haven't went to step one yet. At least I haven't heard anything from Kevin that he said, okay, we're gonna put it here. We talked about it, but we didn't bring Kevin into that meeting last week. That's why we're just putting the table it until we get that logistic worked out and then move forward with it. That's all it is. It's not a big thing. It's just that I don't want to thrust something on someone because we already got it, and they're going to come and say, okay, can we drop the container tomorrow? Can we drop it next week? We haven't even found out where we're going to drop it at.
Trustee?
Is there a reason why, I mean, if we delay it, does it hurt the chances of us using this service? I mean, will they basically say, well, you got to do it now or never?
Probably not. I mean, again, by voting again, it's in motion, it allows us to get the agreement in place. And a lot of things you can work out for the hours working with Public Works where they want it. And I don't understand where the village board, unless the village board itself is going to take over running this project and its operation. We can talk about it, and you can set up your hours when you want to run, when you want to do the collections. But for someone who's not going to even be involved, I understand why you want to be involved in planning. But I mean, there's a motion and a second on the floor.
Mayor, I wasn't saying that I wanted to be involved in
You want to
planning.
plan on the planning.
No, I didn't. I said we need to bring our public works director in here and make him put it down and let him know and find out from him where we can put this container.
And believe me, once we have an agreement with the company and working something out with it, he's going to be very much involved. So go ahead, Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I thought that when I asked the representative if this would be placed someplace like where they take the clothes, it would just be out and where the residents could go, and she said, no, it would be someplace where it would be monitored and that the company would handle all of the transfer of the equipment that was placed in it back and forth from the village. I also thought that I understood them to say that the residents would have the opportunity to go and take televisions and monitors and computers and whatever the garbage people will not pick up, they could take it there during a certain time. If that's placed wherever Public Works is, if that's behind a gate, then why can't they just go and take it there? The residents would have that opportunity to take whatever they want to take as long as Public Works is open. I didn't understand it to have a lot of planning involved. It was just going to be placed where Public Works was, the hand plates, and then the residents could take it at their own leisure during those hours when they're open. But nobody has to man it or watch it. It's no different than the drop off for flowers and the other, like the library outside, they have the books, and you can just go and drop off the books. Yes, I asked her that. When they leave, right.
There is a little bit of planning, it has to be done, but I think that planning needs to be worked out with people who's going to be running it. I don't think it should be mandated by this village board on how they're going to run it, and how they're going to do the work. So, and that's one of my personal feelings.
We're not mandating anything, Mr. Mayor. We're giving Public Works a chance to have an input. We're not mandating anything. I'm asking the table this until we get input from Public Works and whoever else, whatever committee would like to be involved in that. We're not mandating, we're not setting any rules. I'm not asking to mandate anything. I'm asking to table it until such time we have a place where we can have it. What time of it is going to be on Saturdays, or if it's going to be on Saturdays at all? And where would Public Works like to have this container placed? That's all I was asking, but that's just a motion. That's all it is.
For clarification, the passing of this agreement allows the village to start communications with this company to go forward, correct?
Correct. We're going to have to at least find out where we can put it. Again, that's where Public Works gets involved. Where can we put it? We have to show us how large of the container. He said a 20-foot container, but we need to know the measurements and find out exactly where we can go. And again, my thoughts is that Public Works would have a minor portion of this, right, that's along one of their locations. But I'm looking more towards probably beautification and Parks and Recs to be helping out with the volunteering part of it, when it comes to, especially on the weekends and things like that. So this is going to be ran solely by volunteers for the way of things. And that's the way that we talked about it and we were looking at setting it up.
So this vote to go forward would not mean that the container itself was dropped tomorrow.
No, it will not be dropped tomorrow.
So there would be some sort of communication back to the board. I'm assuming some advertising that would have to go out to let residents know that this is an available service to them. I understand that the desire to move forward. I can also understand the desire for more information. I'm just trying to figure out so we're all on the same page. This just means we're interested, we'd like to look forward to going into whatever agreements we have to go through. This isn't anything that we have to pay. The agreement doesn't come with any money. We're not getting any money, but we're not giving any money up front either. And I assumed in the beginning, maybe incorrectly, that once we went through with this, that you, Mr. Mayor, would be in the communications with the company, as well as Kevin, as well as the committees that you say ideally would be working out the volunteering programs.
Correct.
Okay. Then I guess each his own, but I didn't expect it to be another presentation. So that's why I seconded the motion, because I had clarification. I was trying to figure out what we were looking for in order to table it.
So the motion is second on the floor. The table, Bill Sharp, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
No.
Washington.
No.
Williams.
Now,
I'll vote yes to table. I'll give the board the opportunity. Move to item number 8, miscellaneous comments from the mayor, board of trustees. Trustee Myers. Trustee Warren.
Nothing, sir.
Trustee Gossett. Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to reiterate that we will be having our tag day this coming Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. at 4 intersections in South Village, and then we'll come back from 3 in the afternoon until 6 p.m. on this coming Friday. We're looking for volunteers to come and to help us with our donations at these intersections to help raise money for the Neighborhood Watch signs that's going to be posted coming into the village, as well as 26 signs that's going to be posted throughout the village. And again, we're asking all community organizations and programs, South Village, the P.L.A.N organization, and South Village Community for Public Awareness, as well as any other organizations I've called and talked to, that they will come in an hour or 2 hours to help us on this coming Friday with that tag day for the Neighborhood Watch program. Thank you.
Trustee Reeves.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to all that came out yesterday for the Veterans Memorial Service that was held at the cemetery. It wasn't well attended this year. I don't know if it was weather or communication or lack thereof, but I'm hoping that this time that we can get next year. I know everyone says it's 11/11. Yes, it is. It's the first Monday, or second Monday, I'm sorry, in November the 11th. So I'm just hoping that the next time that we can get more communication, because we didn't get the turnout that we had last year, and I'm just hoping that we can continue, because it's something that we need to do all the time, and that's to give thanks and to give recognition to all of our people that have served in armed forces, past or present. Now, that's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right, and trustee, just remind everyone, there's a special call meeting here Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Again, I'd like to thank everyone who came out to the memorial service again on Monday. I was unable to attend because of work, but hopefully most of people took a few minutes around 11 o'clock, took a few minutes of silence and remember our servicemen and women. So, again, I do appreciate the ones that came out, and again, we would like to see more numbers every year come out. Last Friday, I had the opportunity to attend an open house over at Speed, and got to go through their new merch store. Very beautiful location. I didn't realize it was that close over National Avenue. So if you need to go through and get something, secondhand goods, things like that, it goes for a good cause. So would recommend take a look. And the training they have for these individuals is just unbelievable, so, I was very impressed. And then, the agreement between South Village and Universal Recycling, this will get to next Tuesday night. And, look for a trustee that will sponsor this, that, wants to move forward and try to work on putting a plan together. So, we'll see who steps up. All right, with that said, I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Adjourn.
I need volunteers for Friday. Would you please let me know if you can donate some time? Thank you.